We've got another call. They say Travis?
Travis from Bay County.
Travis
Go
from Bay
ahead with
County.
your question, sir.
Yes, sir. I was interested in understanding. I had a fall at a residence in Bay County. The owners had 12 stairs with no handrails. I fell down, ended up with a head injury, a neck injury, lumbar injury, have had cervical fusion, lumbar fusion, with my brain injury. The owner of the house is vice president for D.R. Horton, and I was turned down by this law firm after 3.5 years, saying I had a case. I understand the statutes of limitations is 4 years on that. I was waiting to see the outcomes of my surgeries and head injury, and I was notified that it was a conflict of interest. And I was wondering why.
Okay, this happened 3.5 years ago, so that would have been 2023, 2022. So it would have been before the statute of limitations.
Before March.
Yeah, from time to time, whenever there's a conflict of interest that arises, sometimes it's something that a law firm is going to pick up pretty quickly, but sometimes conflicts develop that we don't even know about for a variety of reasons, and oftentimes the nature of the conflict of interest is such that we're not really permitted to give a actual reason other than to say it's a conflict, because explaining the reason would violate, whatever the basis of that confidentiality was. Usually some other or that whatever that conflict was, usually it's some sort of a confidential communication. And so, lawyers, unfortunately, we have to walk a very tight line when we go and explain things. So I know when we decline a case, there are certain things we have to let people know. We're not taking your case. We're going to be closing your file. You have a certain amount of time to file a lawsuit, but we don't even get into the specifics of when that is, because we don't want there to be any confusion when we decide to terminate a case that would lead that person to believe that we're still handling their case. So there's a lot of reasons why you can't really get into the nature of a conflict of interest, and that's just very unfortunate. Another thing is there's a lot of times people come out and they get upset with the decision to not take a case, and they'll get on social media and they'll say stuff. We can't even get up on social media and defend ourselves. We just have to basically take it, because again, we cannot say anything that would violate confidentiality. Confidentiality is a paramount interest. It really is priority in our profession. We have to maintain client communications as confidential, and even getting on and saying, well, you told me that this happened, but we found out that's what happened. We can't disclose that type of information, because then we end up getting in trouble with the bar because we violated client confidences. So if you got a letter saying we can't take your case due to a conflict of interest, oftentimes there's not much more of an explanation that goes with that, but there's regulatory reasons for that sort of communication.
Yep.
So I'm sorry that it sounds like your case turned out. But if you still are within the 4-year time period, you absolutely should go and find another attorney and present everything that you have, so that they can provide you with an opinion. Every lawyer's opinion is going to be different.
It's always good to get a second opinion, no matter what.
Yeah.
And obviously you have the right to pursue that through other means.
Absolutely. But I would be very diligent on that and making sure you get that done before that 4-year, now 2-year, if your claim occurred in 2023, after March 23rd, I believe, or 22nd. If it occurred in the latter part of 23, anytime in 24, if your wreck or your injury occurred in 2024, your statute of limitations is running this year, on the anniversary of that incident.